Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I am really excited to be joining you guys via video today. This is something new we're going to start doing once a week where I'm going to pop in on video and chat about a common wedding planning issue, give tips, and if you have any questions for us, you can always submit them and we might address them here in the video. So this is something I'm really excited to do for all of our community members as we continue to grow this group and help more and more of you every day plan your wedding. So for our very first Tuesday tips, I wanted to talk about two primary issues that I hear all the time with planning. And they have to deal primarily with stress. So the first one I hear all the time is that couples just feel overwhelmed by everything that's going on. You've got a full-time job, you are trying to maintain your social life, you might be buying a home, doing volunteer work, all of these things, and then you have planning a wedding on top of it, and it's enough to make you want to scream. Especially if you feel like things aren't going according to plan, or if you aren't finding things within your budget or getting the traction that you want to get and maybe finding exactly what you want. And like I said, it's enough to make you want to scream, and I get it. I have been there as a planner. I get it when I'm searching for something on behalf of a client and I can't find what I'm looking for, and also when I was getting married, when I couldn't find exactly what I wanted at the price point that I wanted, and on top of that, managing my clients' work, it was frustrating. And you might feel this urge to just scream. And I just want to say, for this planning issue, do it. Scream. If you are overwhelmed and you are frustrated and you feel like you are about to turn into a bridezilla or a groomzilla, do it. Go in a room by yourself or find someone that you can vent to, whether it's your mom, your best friend, your fiance, and have that temper tantrum. Let it out. Just let it rage. Get everything off your chest, all of those frustrations, all of that anxiety and that anger, and then put it to bed and move on. Don't blow up on a vendor or a potential vendor. Don't blow up on someone that you love. And by that, I mean don't sort of direct the blow up on them. If you're frustrated with your fiance, don't blow up in your fiance's face, is essentially what I mean there. But have that temper tantrum and let out all of the anger. There's nothing wrong with that. Releasing that energy is going to be better for you in the long run than holding it in and trying to power through. So have your temper tantrum, put your little toddler to bed, and then move on to getting back to planning. So the second thing I wanted to talk about today is actually a little bit bigger of an issue. So I hear this all the time, and that is that your parents feel like it's their wedding while you think it's your wedding. And how do you convince them that it's your day and not theirs? So this is sort of a multi-part issue, and it comes up all the time. So first off, you are not the only person dealing with this. Everybody is dealing with it on some level. Some cases are more extreme. It can lead to fights, arguments with your parents, potentially ruined relationships, and we've seen that happen, and that's awful, and we certainly don't want that to happen for you. But it is, it's common. It happens. Weddings, unfortunately, can bring out the worst in people. As much as they are a happy time, they are also a very stressful time, and it really can bring out the worst. So, what do you do when you're having this common sort of disconnect with your parents or your fiance's parents? They feel it's their wedding, you feel it's your wedding. How do you compromise and move forward on this one wedding? So here's what you have to realize. As much as it is your day, and it is a day about you and your fiance and celebrating your love for each other, this commitment you're making to each other, and the future you're starting, it's also about your families. You're bringing two families together. Your families have worked hard to raise you and to help you find this person that you can spend the rest of your life with and supported you. So it is about them as well. You do also have to be cognizant of your guest and their needs. It's not exclusively about your wants. it is about the group's wants as a whole. And so how do you find this compromise, sort of this middle ground where you feel like you're having a day that's representative of you, but your family members are also getting what they want out of it, and you're making your guests happy at the same time. It's about finding this middle ground. So here's what I suggest. There's a couple ways that you can handle this. If you are sort of in the beginning stages of planning of this disconnect where things haven't, started to blow up yet, you're still on speaking terms, you're still liking each other, you're just a little bit frustrated, that's the best time to start resolving this issue. And what I suggest doing if you're in that phase is having your parents make a list of their priorities and you make a list of your priorities. Now, I want to start before I get into that with saying this is really sort of a primary issue if your parents are contributing to the wedding financially. If your parents aren't contributing financially, usually there ends up being they feel a little less control of the day, so you tend to make more decisions, get it the way you want it. But regardless of who's paying, this can be an issue for everybody. So if you're in this beginning stage, start with each of you making a priority list and stating together what you see and how you envision a day. And then find where you're willing to compromise. If venue's not that important to you, let your mom pick her favorite venue. If you don't care about the flowers, let your mother-in-law pick the flowers, whoever it might be. So if you're in that beginning stage, just find a way to compromise from the beginning. Make a list of those priorities, what you care about, and what you're willing to compromise on so that you can plan together moving forward. I also suggest coming up with a joint vision for the day. Sit down and talk about what you want the day to look like together, and then you'll have a better foundation for moving forward as well, knowing that everyone's on the same page. So if your mom is going out and making decisions on your behalf, she's making decisions that fit that overall vision. If you don't feel that will work in your situation, if there's a stronger disconnect, if you're further into the planning, you're angry at each other, you're already getting short with each other, and you just don't think that sitting down and having a conversation and compromising together and finding that middle ground is going to work for you, then after that, I suggest either hiring a professional or finding someone that can serve as the mediator, a neutral third party that can work with both of you to put things into perspective. Because sometimes when you are angry or you're upset or you're feeling frustrated with someone, whoever that person might be, you might do things almost out of spite just because it's going to annoy them. So you may like caterer A, but just because your mom likes caterer A, you may choose caterer B, even though you liked caterer A better and they had a better price. That's just an example. So we all get that way when we're really angry and we're really stressed out. I've been there. I'll tell you, I will, when I'm mad at my husband, sometimes I will just do things because I know he's going to be upset. It's not the right thing to do. I do not condone that in any way, shape, or form. But you need to find someone who can serve as the go-between between the both of you and help you get decisions made and make it so that at the end of the day, you are both happy with the wedding, you are not angry with each other, and that you can preserve your relationship. Because I can't tell you the number of weddings I have been to where parents and their children have ruined or almost ruined their relationships over planning a wedding. And, as much as I love what I do and I love weddings and I want all my clients to have these really happy planning experiences, no wedding is worth losing or ruining a relationship over that you value, especially a relationship with your parents. So there we go. So that's our first tip Tuesday. I sort of wanted to talk about these two stressor points. I've been hearing them a lot lately from clients and also reading about them in other groups online, and my heart just aches in these types of situations because I want to make it better for everybody. So that's how I would handle it, in both of those situations. So I hope you enjoyed the first tip Tuesday, and we'll see you guys back here next week with another tip. If you have a question or want a piece of advice, then you can send us a message and you may find it answered here next week as our tip of the week. So I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.